Alright, so we're going to talk about how to choose the proper backstrap for a Glock 19, and this is the Gen 4. The Gen 4 comes with 4 backstraps to choose from. There's 2 with the beaver tail, coming in medium and large, and then there's just the regular medium and large without the beaver tail here at the end. The beaver tail is meant so that you can get a higher grip on the back of the gun. This is an empty gun, so that ideally the beaver tail is meant so you can get a high grip on the gun and reduce the slide bite. So you can get high up here, and the beaver tail is going to protect your hand from this slide coming back and eating up your hand. The reason I wouldn't suggest the beaver tail, in a perfect world it's an awesome idea. I don't think you get that much higher on the grip with the beaver tail, as well as if you are drawing from concealed in appendix specifically. A lot of people, when they draw the gun from appendix, the grip should be like this. Ideally, when you're gripping from appendix, you cannot get your thumb behind the gun. So if you got the beaver tail on there, it can make it difficult to make a good purchase and then be able to rotate into a grip. So personally, I don't use the beaver tail for that reason. But let's talk about what size we should go with. Now, most people would say whatever feels good is the size you should be using. I have some logic behind why that might not be the best idea. And the reason is where your finger hits the trigger. Ideally, a trigger pull should be with the very tip of your finger. If you have long fingers, I don't have a huge hand, but I have long fingers. With no backstrap, I'm hitting halfway, almost 99% of the gun. I'm reaching down. And when I'm grip, I'm having kind of a hard time hitting the trigger in a good position. With a large backstrap, that's going to mitigate how far my hand gets on the gun, so I can transition to the trigger easily in the right positioning. So let's show you how to actually put this on. So right here, you're going to grab this little tool that holds the back straps, and you're going to be able to, with that little point, push that pin out. Okay, and you put that to the side, and there's a larger pin attached in here, and you'll use that. And I use the large, and you're actually just going to snap this in and line it up. And what I found is easiest is if you put this pin through to line up, and then you're going to push this pin through, and this will guide it into the right position. There we go. And you might have to hammer it in with something so it's flush on both sides. So right there you can tell my finger's not hitting nearly as far down on the gun. And when I go to actually hit the trigger, I'm in a better position than I am without the backstrap. So that's how I would choose what the proper backstrap would be, and those are some reasonings behind you might go with a larger one than you might have thought of.